I was at a meeting one day and I met Roxanne, the center's president, and I told her a little bit about my story and about me, and she said, "You have to come look at the center." And she took the time to actually walk me around and show me the center, and then paired me up with an audiologist to talk to her. You know, if someone was soft-spoken, even my kids, if they were on this side of me, if I was driving in the car and one of my kids was in the passenger seat, I would miss a lot of what they were saying. If I was in a loud room, you know, and the person on my right, I would miss a lot of what they would say. So if I was in an environment where I could move, you would often see me turning. I would be, instead of listening with this side, I'd be talking to somebody and I would always make this weird move, talking to the other way. I run a lot, and when I'm running with my running partner, he would always find me making sure that I was on the right side, that they were on my left so that I could hear them. So I was making a lot of adjustments that I always thought it was because of this ringing in my ear. I came in to see her thinking it was just something about that, and there was probably nothing I could do about it, but just take a look, and really it was very different than what I expected. I had a pretty big and undiagnosed hearing loss in my right ear, and that was really having the impact that I thought the ringing was, making it hard to hear, and that kind of thing.
Chuck has a mild high-frequency hearing loss on the left side. On the right side, his hearing is poor. On that side, he has a mild to moderate high-frequency hearing loss. When your ears aren't balanced, that creates some trouble in two main areas. One, that's probably more important, is speech understanding and noise. When the sound coming from your two ears, like if they aren't sort of level and agree with each other, your brain can't do some really sophisticated things that it does, where it combines sound from each ear to help you pull out the speech signal that you're trying to hear. The second thing, which maybe you might place less emphasis on this than the speech and noise, is localization, which is the big word for telling where a sound is coming from.
I came to the center and they set me up with a hearing aid, a very small one that just tucked behind my ear and had a little thing that went inside my ear. One of the things I really liked about it, it was really small, it doesn't have any controls or anything on it. It's all controlled by my iPhone.
We've helped Chuck by providing regular hearing tests and updating his hearing aids and servicing those and making sure that they're working up to spec. With the hearing aids, we have the ability to reprogram the hearing aids and update them. And so he can come in for a new hearing test and we can make sure that we've adjusted the hearing aids to compensate correctly for his hearing loss.
It was amazing. The thing that I noticed first is that when I left the center and I got in my car, and I have a very nice stereo in my car, like most people do with newer cars, and all of a sudden what I thought was a beautiful stereo with all these speakers that I was hearing well, I realized I wasn't. And so I would hit the mute button on my iPhone to control it and mute the hearing aid, and then unmute it, and I realized how much I wasn't hearing before. It was really kind of amazing. You know, all of a sudden I'm in the car and I can hear everything that my daughter says because she's a little soft-spoken. Or I'm in a meeting and I get everything this person says but not that person says, and now I'm getting it both. And it makes that difference where...
And so the real difference for Chuck is not so much understanding as the mental energy it takes to do that is going to help him feel less exhausted at the end of the day. You know, he doesn't have to use that energy, that mental energy to sort of reconstruct and use these context clues to figure out what was being said. I would say this for any patient, not just Chuck, and that's that our goal is we really just want to help you hear. I can say that's true for 100% of the staff here, not just the audiologist or the speech language pathologist or the front office staff. I think everybody really is on board for that goal, and that's the difference that we bring.
It's a wonderful place. Everybody from when you walk in the door until all the way through the process has just been wonderful.